but we were drunk on tequila, and you know how things get on tequila. Sort of got out of control. So
Okay.
I start fighting him and poking him, and he starts bleeding. Well, make a long story short, he finally quit saying, let's do it, let's do it.
Okay, because I see you got 2 prostitution arrests on your record.
Right.
And that's why he kept saying, come on, let's do it.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out why where I'm from, you say, let's do it. That means let's fight. Then he quit fighting me. Then when he quit fighting me, I quit fighting him. He laid down and went to sleep. I got in the car and left. That's what happened, how I ended up with his car.
Did you kill him?
Yeah, he went to sleep.
Went to permanently sleep?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
There is something very unsettling, creepy to say the least, the way that he describes how I poked him, he stopped talking and went to sleep. And ladies and gentlemen, Mandalorians, we have the appeal, we have the information of this crime, and it was anything but that. He came there to turn a trick, if you catch my drift. He was that kind of profession, the oldest profession, but he went there with premeditation to kill and to rob. And now here he is asking the Louisiana Parole Board to commute his sentence so he does not need to die in prison. Now, I hear you. Tequila, it can make you do some crazy things, but this ain't one of them. So with that, let's jump in.
My name's Danny Evans. DOC number's 115470.
Mr. Evans, we have, you can see, we have your cousin, Ms. Dina Force. I'm sorry if I've mispronounced that name, who wants to speak on your behalf. She's on Zoom, and we'll ask her to do so in just a few minutes. First, I have to get some identifying information, and I'm going to ask you to confirm it. So, Mr. Evans, you're classified as a second felony offender. You're asking for a commutation of your sentence. You were sentenced in December 1985 in Orleans Parish for second-degree murder. Is that information correct?
Correct.
All right, Mr. Evans, we'd like to hear your statement first before we begin. Did you prepare a statement for us?
Yes, for the victim's family. I'd like to apologize for the incident and say I'm sorry. It shouldn't have happened, but we were drunk on tequila, and you know how things get on tequila. Sort of got out of control, and it got it under control too late. I'm sorry, and I can't say I'm sorry enough. Million times over.
So why do you believe we should vote favorably for you today?
Well, I've done 40 years and I'm getting old in prison. If I don't get out, I'm going to die here. I tried to keep my jacket somewhat straight and do the educational programs and stay out of trouble. And
All
I
right.
just wish you'd have consideration.
Okay. Warren Ackland, what can you tell us?
Danny has been here at Wade since August the 15th of 22. His last write-up was in October of 20. That was prior to him coming to Wade. He has had a stroke while he was at Angola, and I believe that was back in 2018. He's medium custody. He's planning, if his sentence is commuted to a fixed number of years, he would like to go live with his cousin Dina in I think it's Minnesota.
Yeah.
So, and he is in a wheelchair due to the stroke, so he's medium custody. He does light duty stuff. He's not a problem here at Wade.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. We appreciate hearing that. And so, Ms. Dina, would you, you want to tell us what you'd like us to know? Yeah, are you currently, are
Hold
you
on.
driving your car?
No. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. I just
Okay,
need
I
to be
thought,
sure there was
no,
parked.
I'm not driving.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
good.
No,
Go
no.
ahead.
Hi. At all.
Yeah, we're having a bad connection. You keep cutting in and out, but we did get that you have seen a change in his heart and his thinking, and that you want to take care of him for the rest of your life. And I think that's probably sufficient information for us to understand your support.
Regret. I do believe he can handle that. I'm around. I don't think that would have happened.
All
But
right,
I would love to take care of him.
all right, yes,
And I
ma'am.
don't believe he's I don't think he would hurt anybody.
Yes, ma'am.
I-
All right, we're going to continue with our interview, and that is Mr. Evans. Your case was assigned to Mr. Prater, so would you answer his questions?
Yes, sir, Mr. Evans, how you doing?
All right.
Good. You got written up in 2020 for intoxication, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What were you, wasn't tequila, was it?
No.
Okay, good. What were
It
you,
was
what were you intoxicated on at that time?
it was homemade beer.
Okay. What have you had as far as classes to deal with your substance abuse problems since 2020?
Yeah, I finished substance abuse and got my certificate and don't have no problem now with alcohol.
Good. That's the way it ought to be in prison.
Right.
Yep. Okay. You said it's because y'all got to drinking tequila together because this murder happened and where you stole this fellow's car and all that. It's because it was kind of a spur of the moment deal. Is that right?
Well, let me go over what happened, okay?
Okay.
Okay, me and Glenn Harrison was getting drunk on tequila.
Okay.
He kept repeating, "Let's do it. Let's do it." I can't figure out what he's talking about. Where I'm from, you tell somebody, "Let's do it," that means fight. So I start fighting with him. We fighting. Glenn's about 6'3" and weighs about 190 pounds. I'm only 5'9" and weigh 138. So he's taking all my energy. So he keeps saying, "Come on, let's do it." I say, "All right, let's see if you can take this." So I reach in my pocket and pull out my knife. So
Okay.
I start fighting him and poking him, and he starts bleeding. Well, make a long story short, he finally quit saying, "Let's do it, let's do it." Then he quit fighting me. Then when he quit fighting me, I quit fighting him. He laid down and went to sleep. I got in the car and left. That's what happened, how I ended up with his car.
Did you kill him?
Yeah, he went to sleep.
Went to permanently sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what about, and I'll make this quick, what about the record that shows that you had the discussion with someone else that you were going to turn a trick, rob a man, steal his car, and go to Houston? And sure enough, the car's found in Houston with the man's credit card being used. The receipts have your name on them.
Right.
I mean, that doesn't sound like we got on tequila and got to fighting. That sounded like, I think I'll rob this man and take his car.
No, wasn't no robbery about it. I just got his car and left.
Okay. All right. And that's your second armed robbery that you've been caught on, right?
Second robbery.
Yeah, because you already served time on armed robbery.
Did you start robbery in another state?
Right.
Yeah, that's what he's asking.
Oh, I don't have any other questions.
And,
Mr. Vernon?
okay, and, I mean, I don't want to, but we got you. So you stating that, you know, y'all went over there to drink tequila. You didn't go over there to turn a trick?
No,
Okay, because I see you got 2 prostitution arrests on your record. And
right.
that's why he kept saying, come on, let's do it.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out why where I'm from, he say let's do it. That means let's fight.
Yes,
He
sir.
said, that's why.
I understand. Yes, sir. Thank you. I have no further questions.
Warden Ackland, he mentioned that he did a substance abuse certificate after he got that 2020 write-up. Do you show that in his record?
No, ma'am, all I show is, he hasn't completed any programs since 2020 when he came here. He took a LSP drug treatment program back in September of 15.
Right.
And then anger management and victim awareness back in 2016.
That's what I saw. That's why I didn't understand. I didn't see anything after the 2020 intoxication.
I just know, I mean, like everybody else, I mean, you weren't just poking him with the knife, you cut his throat. So, I mean, you intended to kill him. Once you pull that knife out, you were going to kill him. And then it says you took his belongings and you took his car and you went to Texas.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
All right,
There you go.
Mr. Evans, we don't have any other questions. We're prepared to vote. Mr. Prater?
My vote is to deny your request because the victim opposition, which we didn't talk about, but there is. We got victim opposition. We got a lack of accountability or remorse on your part. The fact that you're a multiple offender as far as armed robberies go. And the fact that I just don't think that you're ready after having gotten drunk again or intoxicated in 20 and no classes since. So my vote's to deny.
Mr. Freeman?
My vote's to deny heinous nature of crime and victim opposition.
Mr. Tiller?
My vote is to deny.
And Mrs. Staples?
My vote is to deny and I concur with Mr. Prater.
All right, Mr. Evans, you got 4 votes to deny your application. So today your application for clemency is denied, sir. Warren Ackland, that concludes our business there. We're going to sign off at 3:20.
Thank you.
Anyone else feel like the board of pardons just saved his cousin, I think it was, who was going to have him move in with her? I get it that he's in a wheelchair and seems harmless, but there's something, again, that I'm not diagnosing anyone. I'm just speculating on a situation like this. Dr. Grande, yes, I'll take your line every time, but something sociopathic, psychotic, whatever it is, I get confused between the two. Just, something not all there. I mean, just the way that he described taking a man's life as if it was nothing. He said fighting. I started poking him. He stopped talking. He went to sleep. When you think about it, how cold and callous that is, no matter how many years ago you take a man's life and you can describe it in that way. And, there's something kind of, interesting or pleasant about his. It's like, hey, maybe I'd be his cell. Yeah, I'd sleep with one eye open, but actually, no, I wouldn't want to be his cellie. But he just seemed to not have a care in the world. He's like, yeah, the way he talks of this happened 40 years ago. He's like, well, we were drinking tequila, and you know what happens when you drink tequila. And that is a line that we probably, a lot of us can relate to. But when we say it, we are not referring to the time that we brutally murdered someone. It's more like the time that we brutally humiliated ourselves or had a really bad hangover. Did something that we regret that doesn't involve murder. Again, I mean, it's like I can't think about it. It's kind of funny if it's not terrifying. And the sheriff, how funny is he when he brings up the 2020 write-up? He's like, "Well, I hope it wasn't tequila." And the guy starts laughing. He's got an infectious laugh. You gotta give it to him. But it's like he doesn't know. It's like he still has the mind of a child. And by the way, it was intentional murder. This was his thing. He look, let's go through the appeal. Let's go through the appeal. Thank you, Sir Richard, for this one. As y'all might know, Lady Holly was hit by a car, spent 2 days in the hospital, and she's on recovery now. So Sir Richard has jumped in. We have the bionic team, and Lady Holly is a crazy Aussie, and she still is like sitting there in the spreadsheet doing stuff. But so if y'all want to leave her a comment, she may read it. Send her recovery. Actually hit by a car. I mean, we could have lost her. It's crazy. She was in the hospital for 2 full days. She woke up in the hospital. She was walking her dog. Thank God her dog was okay. And dog's safe with a friend right now. Hopefully he's back with her by now. Danny Evans was convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison and hard labor without benefit of probation, suspension, blah, 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 arguing that the trial court, I think you remember right, he has life. He's asking them to recommend to the governor to commute it, to grant a mistrial because of admissible evidence of other crimes solicited by the state during the testimony of a state witness, and 2, not allowing the defense to question Assistant District Attorney Jim Williams about the number of jailhouse confessions used by his office. I wonder why they wouldn't allow them to question a DA. That does seem weird. The records show, let me just clean this out. Okay. The records show that on the evening of the murder of May 4th, 1984, and this is the thing. We have seen hearings. You will get people that can get out. But this is why it's so great to see. There are those who really put in a ton of work. Had he put in the work, had he had this miraculous record, had he had they would recommend someone to get out, but he just tanked it in every which way. He tanked the last 40 years doing nothing. He tanked it's mind-boggling. He's like, he wants to die in prison. The records show that on the evening of murder, May 4th, 1984, Evans telephoned Robert McGee, a resident of Crosby, Texas. Evans stated that he was fixing to go turn a trick and that he was going to rob the man. He also told Maggie that he intended to steal the man's car and go to Houston the next day. After his telephone conversation with Maggie, Evans visited the victim at his home, and approximately 7:15 p.m., Hubert, a friend of the victim, was also present but departed about 8 p.m., leaving the victim and Evans alone in the apartment. At 10 p.m., he called the apartment and spoke with Evans. His subsequent calls went unanswered. On May 6, 1984, the victim's decomposed body was found at his residence. An autopsy on May 7th revealed that the murder weapon was a sharp instrument and the victim was killed 40 to 48 hours prior to the autopsy. Already decomposing on May. The victim's car, video cassette recorder, and radio were missing from his home. The vehicle was later found in Houston with the victim's credit cards and receipts from these accounts signed by Evans in the glove compartment. John testified that while he was Evans' cellmate in the Orleans Parish House of Detention, Evans admitted to him that he cut the victim's throat, took some of his belongings, and took his car and went to Texas. I hate jailhouse informants. I think that they should have zero credibility because, it is crazy that they could have any credibility, in my opinion. That's a different conversation. In his first assignment of error, Evans contends that a mistrial should have been granted because the prosecutor placed before the jury Evans' criminal record, or alternatively because state witnesses Robert McGee referred to another crime committed by Evans, specifically when the prosecutor asked what Evans did for a living. McGee replied that Evans is a male hustler, a man of the night, Counsel for Evans objected and later moved for a mistrial. Trial judge denied the motion and admonished the jury to disregard Maggie's testimony. Okay, I hear that. I think that that's a fair call for a mistrial. I mean, the jury's gonna think totally different. You can't scrub that from a jury's mind. And this is back in '84 too. So in the following case, upon the request of the defendant or the state, the court shall promptly admonish the jury to disregard a remark or comment made during the trial and an argument within the hearing of the jury with remarks irrelevant or immaterial of such of a nature that it might go blah blah blah. Let's see. But they're saying it doesn't. They said it doesn't. Okay. Is there any other reasons that he wanted the mistrial? Let's see. And as a second assignment, Evans contends that the trial court erred in not allowing the defense to impeach the credibility of Evans' cellmate. There we go. That's a good one too. By questioning the assistant district attorney Jim Williams about the number of jailhouse confessions, such as that made by Evans to Langston, used by the district attorney's office. The trial judge ruled that the number of jailhouse confessions used by the district attorney's office was not relevant evidence. I happen to disagree with this ruling too. It's like, it totally is relevant. You know what I mean? And jailhouse confessions are the weakest form, in my opinion. You're dealing with criminals who have it in their best interest to lie, and why would they not lie? It's just stupid. Relevant evidence is that tending to show the commission of the offense and tending to negate the commission of the offense. It's like I'm sitting here and I have a relationship with the DA, and the DA says, "Hey, tell us." This is 1984 Louisiana. Hey, did he tell you? Did your cellie tell you that he stabbed the man in the neck? Or even just like drop off the newspaper of the crime and then bring him in for some pizza and say, "Hey, we'll make a deal with you. Do you have anything to share with us?" I mean, it's that simple. Even without putting the words in his mouth, it's that simple. All he has to do is say, "Yeah, he told me X, Y, and Z." And that's it. Now he takes the stand as a witness. That's horrible. Defense counsel's attempt questioning Williams concerning the number of jailhouse confessions used by the district attorney office would not have elicited testimony relevant to prove any material issue to trial by using great. No, this is wrong. But anyways, he lost the appeal, and I don't for one doubt think he wasn't, didn't deserve this. And apparently he had robberies in the past, as Miss Stapleton brought up. But there you go. There's something, it's like when you think you've seen it all, and you just take a step back and you say, wow, this man committed this brutal murder in 1984. How old is he today? He is 66. He's not doing well at all. So he would have been in his 20s. So he's not, not a young guy. He's like he's a man at that point. And he shows up all these years later and says, "Well, we were drinking tequila, and you know how things get on tequila. I thought he wanted to fight me. That's what it's like where I'm from. I just started poking him and he went to sleep." That's sick stuff. And with that, I'll let you go.
But we were drunk on tequila, and you know how things get on tequila. Sort of got out of control. All right.
Good. You got written up in 2020 for intoxication. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What were you, wasn't tequila, was it?
No.